been thinking about you all day, waiting for your call.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey y'all.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I got some things going on to a screen that's sitting in right in front of me to my left. So my lovely co-host, as you know, is Miss Sarah, is going to keep y'all entertained just for a moment while I get something going here. So I apologize, but I'm having a little technical difficulty with this setup we got going on. So please bear with us.
All right, so you guys know me as Sarah, full-time nurse, full-time wife, full-time mother. This is my lovely husband, Lamar Lacey.
Lovely, handsome.
Well, handsome husband, Lamar Lacey, finance manager by day. And so, yeah. So we operate our marriage on a traditional marriage. We don't knock those who don't, but that is...
That's one of our core principles.
Yeah, that is... So we have three core principles. One of them is the traditional marriage. The other one is the 80-20 rule. If you get what you want 80% of the time, you're doing good. And the last one is dating. We date once a week. We think it is very important to date. So we, no matter what is going on, we make sure we date. So yes. How's it going over there? You still working?
I'm still working. You said that so quick. You was rolling. I mean, it was like, man, I need some more time. You was flying through those things. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. You know, when the things happen, you have little hiccups. You just got to roll with the punches right now. And you did a what they call a flare. You was flaring on me real quick there.
Yeah. Well, tonight's topic is submission and leadership. As we know, that term submission has been very it's been a big topic in 2022. So that is why we decided to talk about that topic. So as soon as we get going a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and hit on that.
All right. So I think I got the issue worked out on the other side. So hey. This thing is doing something crazy on the screen. So as we said, tonight's topic is submission, the two topics, submission and leadership. What we are doing, we're actually going live in two different places. So I got two different cameras, two different monitors, and two different things to freaking handle tonight. So I'm a one-man band up in this piece. So I'd like to welcome everybody into the stream. I want to say again, my name is Lamar, and this is my wife, Sarah, for those who personally do not know us.
I guess my introduction wasn't good.
Oh, no. We got to start over. We live. See, we live now. We live everywhere. So we got to take it from the top. Take it from the top.
Yes, I'm Sarah. Okay.
Man, talking about leadership. I'm trying to lead it down the path. You don't want to. That's what I'm talking about. All right. But yeah, so our three core principles. What's the first one?
Traditional marriage. Yes,
we believe in having a traditional marriage. We don't knock anybody who does more of a modern marriage or anything a little bit different. That's fine. We don't have a problem with it. That's just the way that we operate. Number two is the 80-20 rule. We believe in 80-20, not only in our marriage, but in life in general.
That's how I diet.
Yes.
Eat healthy 80% of the time. The other 20, I eat what I want.
That's right. And that's how you keep that body so fine. But yeah, so 80-20, get 80% out of things you want out of life. You're doing fantastic. To 20% you don't get, you just got to charge it to the game. And lastly, the last one is our core principle is date. We like to date. We think it is important to date on a regular basis. If you got kids and stuff like that, it may be hard to do every week, but we try to go on a date at least once a week. If it's the inclement weather, funds are tight, or whatever the case is, we can do it at home. But those are our three core principles. And I want to say as well, for those who are watching us in the Black Marriage Club, these are all the things that we talk about tonight are our ideas and topics, and not necessarily reflect the actual ideas of Black Marriage Club. Correct. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let's go ahead and welcome everybody that's in on the stream tonight. Hey, we got 30 minutes up in this piece tonight, y'all. That's in Black Marriage Club. For those that are actually in Marriage Club After Dark, our actual podcast, we're going all night. We're going as long as we need to tonight. We're going to do overtime tonight. So I think this is a really, really good topic. One being leadership, which we'll talk about first.
And the other one,
submission, which we'll talk about second. You will be able to join us live, either audio, we'll ask you questions, or video in real time. And I'll drop the link in the actual chat for you to actually do so. So let's go ahead and get to it, since we're on a little bit of time crunch.
So what's your three questions for
leadership? So 3 questions. Question number 1. Why do we question the ability of a Black man to lead? Why do we question the ability of a Black man to lead? That's not question number 1. Number 2, do men have to prove that they can lead? Do men have to prove first that they can lead? And number 3, who teaches Black men how to lead?
Good questions.
Yes. Those are really good questions. So you go ahead with, as far as the submission part, what are the 3 questions we'll talk about, young lady?
Oh, so the 3 submission questions are, why was the word submission such a dirty word in 2022? Why was it such a dirty question? And
such a dirty word.
Yeah, dirty word, submission. And why are women quicker to submit to leadership of other before their spouse?
Oh,
okay. Right. And the last question is, can you be a strong wife and be submissive to your husband?
Ooh, strong. No, I'm strong.
You're strong. Whatever. But those are going to be, we'll address those questions a little later.
Yeah. So, hey, if y'all just joined in, if y'all do us a huge favor, if y'all go ahead and hit that like button, hit like, share, the happy face, sad face, mean face, whatever it is you want to do, so we can help with the engagement. We got 8 people in here on the BMC side, and we have 15 people over here on the Black Marriage Club After Dark side. So we need to go ahead and at least try to get to 50% engagement. If y'all go ahead and do that, that'd mean a lot to us so we can get some people in here and have a fantastic discussion tonight. As a reminder, the things that we talk about tonight are the ideas of Marriage Club After Dark, which is me and my wife, Sarah, not necessarily the ideas of Black Marriage Club. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to get into the first question in leadership. Why do we question the ability of a Black man to lead? Why do you think that's true?
I really don't have the answer to that. The only thing is I can think that maybe a lot of single household, a lot of people grew up in single women households.
Yes. So 80% of us, as far as Black people, over the last 2 generations, 80% of us were born to single mother households. And I believe over the years, through media and actions, the Black man's image was tarnished. And I think we are still working on that image to this day. A lot of the things that have happened in the past, mass incarceration, the splitting of the Black family and everything, we're still dealing with to this day. Some of those now have been perpetuated as stereotypes, but they have far-reaching and long-lasting effects. So that is, from the research we found, that is one of the main reasons why we question the ability of a Black man to lead. But in reality, over 35%, according to the Census Bureau, Black men are married. 50% of men out there, 52% actually, are unmarried and childless as well. So almost 83, sorry about my math, 83% of men are either married or no children and unmarried. So that kind of dispels one of those myths that Black men are out here just sleeping around giving babies and stuff like that. There's a small group of men making a large amount of the babies. It's always been like that. Forget what you heard. All right. So the second question, do men have to prove that they can lead? Now this is a good one. What do you think?
I think to the modern woman, yes. I think that in today's society, the woman wants you to prove yourself first before she goes up under your leadership.
Hot damn. Yes, I agree. You see it on social media. You see it in movies, TVs, and conversations. I'm a finance manager by day. I have a lot of conversations with a lot of people, intimate conversations about money, finances, and life. Been doing that for almost 20 years now. So I've had some interesting conversations. But yes, we kind of call it conditional femininity or conditional submissiveness, meaning the onus is on the man to prove versus a woman being naturally submissive. And that is the thing. And we'll hear this. You hear this a lot in the manosphere. And for those who don't know what the manosphere is, the manosphere is the voice of Black men, typically more so on YouTube, having conversations about social issues, relationships, working, and just self-improvement. And because YouTube is 70% male, there's a lot more women coming into the space as well. But it is a segment of media that speaks positively about Black men and the things that we do to try to foster a more positive image. Because as we know, we all grew up, if you grew up in the 80s, especially, there were a lot of shows that really, really kind of, I think, hurt the image of the Black man. A lot of those talk shows that, Black man ain't this, or baby, Maury Povich has, up to this point, I think I had almost 1 million people on that show. And if you watch enough of this stuff, you'll think that
is the case.
That is the case, when in reality, as we said, if 52% of Black men are unmarried and childless, and 33% are married That leaves only a small percentage of men that are making most of the babies. And do you know why that is? I'm gonna get off topic a little bit, but I'm gonna kind of explain it to reason why that there's a small amount of men that typically make most of the babies.
No, I don't know.
Well, the reason why is because typically most women like the same profile of a guy. 6 foot, got the jawline, chiseled jawline like he's out of a damn sculpture, and makes a certain amount of money. If you line 10 women up and say, hey, you get to line 3 women up, and you line up 10 men,
and go for the same thing.
If you say, hey, each one of y'all can pick 3 men that you really like, 10 men, all the same age, just varying looks and weight. Most of the 3 women are going to pick the same 3 men because typically like the same kind of profile. But you put 3 guys, give them 3 choices and 10 women, it's probably most of them going to get taken to Smash Town. But anyway, all right, so let's get back on track. Who teaches the black man how to lead? That is the question right there. Who teaches the black man how to lead?
Well, now mothers are doing, because you have a lot of single households.
Yeah, since 80% of us come from single parent households, those are the mothers those are the people that are teaching men how to lead. Which would be a whole other topic of when you say, hey, these men ain't ish. Well, they were missing fathers and not there for whatever reason to show these men how to actually lead.
And women tend to teach on emotion
versus logic. That is right. Hey, give it up for that logic. Yeah, that's true. So, if you will, hey, again, welcome those to the Black Marriage Club. If you will, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the share button, get a few more people in here because we'll be opening up the phone lines here shortly.
Phone lines.
Doesn't that sound funny?
Yeah.
The phone lines to go ahead and bring people in to talk live about the actual subject. So we're looking forward to that. So now that we've talked about leadership, when we lead off leadership, when we go ahead and drop some hellos to the folks that we have in. Steve, welcome to the stream. We appreciate you. Who else we got in here this evening, young lady?
Yeah, we got Renika. Thanks for watching. And we got Quay watching. We appreciate you. We have
Cheryl Spencer on the Black Marriage Club side. Welcome, Sherry. Glad to see you as well. Let's give it up for Sherry there. And I'm going to go ahead and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop the actual link for the chat. For those who are on Black Marriage Club, we only got 30 minutes up in this piece tonight. So if you want to join in with us
on our podcast.
Yeah, on our podcast, you can do it right from YouTube from your phone. I'm going to drop a link in there. And that way you can come on in and join us. So let me do this here. Actually, bam, I could drop this thing right here. I'm going to drop it inside the Black Marriage Club chat. And I'm going to pin it. Pin that thing. All right.
So extra, y'all.
Well, you got to give you got to be, what they call it, have a little bit of pizzazz to it, right? Yes. So that's the link to the chat. You can hit it at any time and it will put you in the actual queue and we can bring you in live. You can either, if your hair ain't did or whatever it is case you're driving and you just want to do audio, there's an option to that. Or you want to be brave, come on up in this thing and show us who you really are. You can go ahead and hit the video option. You can converse with us live. And you can just
give your input, or I usually ask a set of questions. And
yes, we have a set of questions. We have a set of 4 questions that we'll ask you, or you can come in and give your ideas on the actual topic. Yes. So why don't we go ahead and take a moment to get, let's see here. You see that there? Yeah. So let's go ahead to before we switch over. You know what? I'm going to bring this up. There was, let me get this out of here. There's a topic. There's an actual, when we do our lives, there's an actual, we research the actual topic so we can speak educated, factual about the things that we're speaking of versus things that we feel personally. I think that is key whenever you're speaking to a large amount of people, not necessarily speak on what you feel, but speak to some facts. And one of the things that I was researching that I'll drop in the chat is the name of this particular article. This was from 1991 in the Washington Post. And you get a chance to Google it. I'm going to drop it in the actual chat as well. What's up, Michael? How you doing? Why are Black women scaring their men? And it has a lot to do with submission and the strong and independent movement. And this was written by Joy Jones, African-American woman, back September 1st, 1991. I'm going to drop that link in there. I want y'all to check that out. It's a very interesting read. When you read it, you think it was written today. It's very, very interesting subject matter. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next actual segment. And the next actual segment, what is it?
Submission?
Yes, submission. We're going to get into...
Yeah, but before we do the submission, well, I guess it is all submission. I guess...
well, before you do that, give me some drink, if you would.
Really? Hold on.
Yeah, give me something to drink.
Really?
Oh man! While she get me something to drink.
Now let me do what I was gonna do.
You gonna get those? Y'all see what she brought me? That's Steel Reserve. That's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and drink. Go ahead.
So why is submission so frowned upon? I think that submission is, or the word submission is frowned upon because of people just growing up in a single family household. And a lot of women have learned to be independent. So when you ask her to submit to someone, it actually makes her feel a little inferior or less than. So I think that's why the word submission is like, in a community, if you get what I'm saying.
I do. I think also too, scoot over this little way, just a little bit. I think that the word is mischaracterized. I think is horribly mischaracterized.
Meaning?
I think that when you say a submissive woman, and I've seen and heard conversations, and this is on an anecdotal level, that I'm not anybody's slave. It's looked at in a negative light to the point where it is something bad, like you're subservient and some kind of slave to a man. But in reality,
I think it's just respect.
Yeah.
When it boils down.
Well, let's go ahead. I'm gonna go down. I'll go ahead and just kind of share a couple of things. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and share a couple of things here that we can share with you. So, according to this particular issue by Dr. Williams, number one way to be submissive is to be a peacemaker. A submissive wife keeps the peace amidst ever-present hardship. So it's like something's going on, commotion in the house, and things ain't going right. Hey, you know what? She's the actual peacemaker. That's number one. 2, allow your husband to be the provider. Do you think that's a good one?
Definitely.
Absolutely. I know you do. Yes. You're a strong, independent woman, can care for yourself, and you know it. He knows it too. But when you allow your husband to care for you, even though you can care for yourself, it makes him feel wanted and needed. That's the key. Right. Wanted and needed. Right. When men hear you say, I don't need no man, or you don't, well, shoot, I know it's a big storm in here. We needed a whole big storm to hit where we live at. We need a lot of men. A lot of men out there on them damn poles getting that electricity back on. Absolutely. So, a lot of men who hear that, feel it as a slight, because it just diminishes the things that men do, especially a lot of the men that you never have seen before. Number 4, be open to your husband's sexual needs and desires. Yeah, you better go ahead and sleep on that. And no need to touch on that anymore. We want to make sure we keep it friendly. Number 5, listen intently to your husband without interruption. So when he's rolling, he's talking and all that kind of stuff. Let the man talk. Don't interrupt. No, it's like I'll give you an example.
I tried to do that.
It's like when you're in a group you're with people and your husband is talking. I'll give you an example. When your husband is talking, let him go ahead. You know, even if he's telling a little bit of a white lie in the story and he's rolling.
You don't blast him out and say
don't blast him out.
Yeah, I'm not do that.
Yeah, don't blast him out. Let him go ahead and speak. And then when you get to the confines of y'all somewhere private, you go ahead and say, hey, that wasn't kosher. You need to you out there showing now you're doing too much, blah, 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 but not in the presence of others. Okay. So, hey, y'all, real quick before we get on to the next one, I'm going to drop the actual, for those in Black Marriage Club. So for y'all, I'm going to drop in the link in the actual chat to join us on YouTube. Hold on, I want to drop my 42 ounce. I think 2 more ounces on that still reserved. I'm going to drop the link over here. Y'all can join us if you want to join in on the show. I did drop the link as well. Let me pin this up there. There we go.
Is it about to drop off the live?
So we're going to go ahead answer one more question. Then we have to end the live over there on the Black Marriage Club side. So the next question inside leadership. The first one was, why is the word submissive such a dirty word? We just went over that. What's the second one?
The second one is... well, we did talk. You really didn't. You didn't. Well, you didn't talk about why it was such a dirty word in 2021, but that I think it became a dirty one because of the manosphere and. My bad.
Yes, it was heightened in the last couple of years, especially last year, when a lot of us had a lot more time to actually sit down and talk to each other.
And I think women were a little bit surprised that when they found out that men really have emotions or feelings or really prefer a cooperative and submissive wife or spouse or whatever,
Absolutely.
A partner, you know what I mean, like mate.
Yeah.
Even if they're not married. So
yeah, and a lot.
So it was very surprising to folks.
Yes, a lot of times. Well, in some cases, when men talk to women and they're saying certain things that they like, it's like a surprise because they never or haven't heard much of a male's perspective, because the echo chamber is the one in their circle in media, mostly projecting the views and voices of the women. So, hey, if y'all on Black Marriage Club, we thank y'all for joining us in. The link is in the actual chat. It says join us on YouTube. I went ahead and just pinned it. Go ahead and hit that and join the link. You'll be able to watch us and pick up exactly where we are on YouTube. What we're going to do before we get into the next actual question, we got a 30-second little
clip.
Little clip. So go ahead and let those folks go ahead and join us over on YouTube. Remember, go ahead and click the link in the chat, those for in Black Marriage Club. Y'all on Marriage Club After Dark, y'all stay put, and we'll be right back with you. And I was telling All right, we are back. So that was a little thing, a sponsorship thing that we did with Black Marriage Club, and we're trying to do something new. We got another one of those shows coming up next week, which is should be a barn burner. It was one of our shows we did before that we had a lot of good feedback. So we are looking forward to that. So why don't you go ahead and get into the
next question.
Yes.
So the next question is, why are women quicker to submit to others before their husbands? To answer this, I think it's because for many years, or I'm not even say years, for generations, women have been taught you take care of yourself, you get your education, and then you worry about a man, including myself. That's all I heard growing up from my dad and my mom. Like, you go to school, do you don't worry about anybody else. And then
when you're ready, go ahead and find a man. And what happens is, for
Yeah.
a lot, if you look at it, when you're in college, a lot of other families or other races say, "Hey, you when you're in college, you go ahead and find your mate." That's when when you get started towards the end of college, you go ahead and find you a mate. But for us, culture wise, on a balance of probabilities, we suggest, hey, to men and women, look, you go out there and have your fun. You got to go out there and hot girl
Yeah.
summer it for
Yeah.
don't worry about it, man. You focus on school. And in reality, we do have the ability to not only focus on school but also focus on other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where the problem lies is on the women's side, not so much as the men, because men mature later, and also men get into typically better financial shape to be able to be attractive and support the family. Is pushes women later on out into the dating age to a point where it puts them in a bad spot.
Yeah. Well, to piggyback on what I was saying about why women are quicker to submit to others before their husband, is also because, okay, once she finally does finish school, do all of that, she get a man. It's like, hey, now I want you, but I don't need you.
Exactly. You hear that? Oh, yeah. Oh shit. So you hear that a lot. I want a man, but I don't need a man, which is, in my humble opinion,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
bullshit. Look. Let me tell you something.
Everybody needs him. Well, I always say I need my man. Like, who? I'm not getting out there shoveling no snow. If I hear some shit in the middle, can I say shit?
Hell yeah.
Oh, in the middle of the night, I want you to get up. And if my house is burning to the ground, I want the strong men firefighter to come get me and my family
Absolutely,
out. So
absolutely.
no, I need a man, and a woman can't satisfy me like you can.
Well, shoot, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what? That's one thing that I think that when women say it's a projection of strength.
Mhm.
Understood. But when men hear it, it's like, damn, you know what? You hit me in the liver, hit me in the gut, and then knock me out when you say that, because you know what? We bring a lot to the proverbial table: guidance, logical thinking, leadership, a lot of things outside of the actual bed. So,
But women. So we are. I think women. So women are submissive to their girlfriends. They're submissive to their kids. They're submissive to the workplace. But they find it hard to be submissive to their partner. When and I'm not, because I'm speaking married and unmarried.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
they definitely find it a little bit more challenging for whatever reason. But I do know that I just think that the term submissive is just people term it as a bad word. I think I hear people say they'd rather hear words like cooperative or
we got insensitive.
I surrendered to his will or want. They want softer terms.
We've gotten so soft in this world today that it's almost like you can't say anything. You have to be so careful what you say. And I understand you don't want to disrespect anybody or be out of line. But like you said, when you think of the traditional structure of the home, let's face it, the Black family, the nuclear family is not as strong as it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, especially 40, 50 years ago. But when you were home as kids, you're submissive to your parents, right? Of course, you have to be, because those are your parents and they provide for you, provide for direction and take care of you.
Right.
When you go to school, you're submissive to your teachers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to the leadership of the teachers that you are. Also your brothers and sisters as well. But also when you're driving and somebody wants to come out, you slow down, you let them go. That's submission. I mean, we've taken the word so far out of context. So when you get older, you go to school and you're getting ready to leave your dad's house, he's supposed to hand you over to another man, and you're supposed to be submissive under his leadership. That sounds really bad to a lot of people.
Well, I think submission to some people or women means that you are you're letting someone else control you,
which is not true.
But it's not true. But I think it's almost like it's being coined that way.
Yeah. So let me run this down real quick. Just as a matter of fact, I'm gonna bring this on the actual I can't bring it on screen. So let me do this here. I'm gonna bring it on screen just as a reminder and a refresher. Some of what it means to be submissive to your husband. So let me bring this up on screen so y'all can follow along with me. Which one of these is here, man? I'm doing. There we go. All right. So number one, I'm going to take this from the top one more time. Be the peacemaker. A submissive wife keeps the peace amidst chaos.
And we usually are in the household anyway. So that's...
Yeah. Allow your husband to be provider. Hey, when it's time to make more, if things are tight, allow your husband to go do the extra work versus you. That's simple.
That's his job. They want to do that.
Absolutely. Keep the house under control. This is where it gets in a little tight. You are not Cinderella. I do not encourage you to be the maid, but if you haven't already, talk to your husband about chores. Talk about who does what, the arrangement, so on and so forth. Keep it simple. It ain't that serious. It ain't that much of a problem. Yeah. Hell, we got robot vacuums, damn dishwashers, maid services.
You can make it work for you.
Angie's List. All this shit about making it seem like it's just... I mean, look.
It's a challenge, but it's doable.
Challenge. It's doable. When you single, living on your own, or whatever the case is, you got to do all this shit anyway. So what is the big deal about doing it for
your husband?
Your husband as well, right? All right. Number 4, be open to your husband's sexual needs and desires. No more, yeah, you better wake your ass up. Be open to your husband's sexual needs and desires. That's pretty much kind of self-explanatory too. And the next one, listen intently to your husband without interruption. So, hey, when he's telling you, I'm saying something, hey, babe, just like we had a conversation. So extra. We had a conversation last night that was serious. You put your book down and you were listening to me as I was stating everything, and you took it all in without waiting to reply. Or in a situation like we mentioned before, we out with some friends and I'm talking to a bunch of people and I may say something that's true, not true, but you just kind of listen. But then later on, if I was something that was crazy or I said something out of line, you check me, but not at the time that it happens, in the moment. Number 6, include your husband. Oh shit, I didn't bring it on screen. I'm tripping. Yeah, number 6, include your husband in financial decisions. That's pretty much important. That's pretty much kind of self-explanatory. Let's be honest. If you listen to the echo chamber enough, you would think most marriages dissolve because of infidelity. No, that's number 3 or number 4, depending on which poll that you or research you look at. Number 1 reason on all of them, finances. All right, or the lack thereof. Because you want to know something interesting when it comes to financing? Finance is the...
I'm listening attentively.
You are listening attentively. The more money a couple has, the more they stay married.
Well, I can imagine that.
Yes, the more money in the house, they figure it out. The less,
because you don't stress as much over certain things.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, that's one of the reasons why. Help your husband through navigation. Hey, babe, we need to do this. This is my plan for doing this. This is where I want to go with this. Blah blah blah. Assist.
Sometimes you be I got it.
Well, I think navigate. Well, when driving, yeah, I got it.
Well, I'm just...
That'd be going the wrong way.
General.
Yes. 2 ways. Navigation, literally, when you're driving, help with navigation. Yeah. But I think what this means, submissive wives allows their husbands to lead. Doesn't mean that you have no saying things. Be the navigator who helps things keep on course. And the reason why I found out from just research and also living is, hey, when you let one person lead, just like at your job, that one person that makes that final decision, if things go right, cool. If things go wrong, you look at that person and say, hey, that didn't work right. It's up to you to fix it.
Sorry. I can remember in a situation where I was shopping in my favorite store in the mall. Yeah. And Lamar came in the store with this look on his face. He said, Sarah, don't ask. He said, just do what I tell you. Run. Don't look back. Don't worry about me. You and Jaden get the hell out of here.
Yes.
And that is submission. I went under his leadership. If he's telling me this, hey, he's telling me for a reason.
Yeah, so I went into we were in the mall and there was an active robbery, which sounded like gunshots. Ran into the store where she's at. I said, baby, hey, drop what you got and run. Don't look back. I'll catch up with y'all later. She dropped the stuff in the store. Brent started running out the mall. I caught up with him. And that was one of the times when we was running out of the mall and I was tired. And I said, y'all go ahead. And that's when I realized that I needed to lose some damn weight.
Yeah, but that's when you learn that it's important to be submissive or to go under the leadership of your husband, because he can be you never know. And even sometimes you may not agree. If he say go left, you want to go right, but you just have to do what he say and trust that he's making the best decision for the family.
Exactly. And that was a key. You could have easily said, what's going on? And we've been in immediate danger and all bad. All bad. So we'll move on. Help you in there. So be slow to anger. A submissive wife, you are a calming force for the marriage, the calming hand. While we have the potential to get angry as our husband, this is coming from a woman, we should work to keep our anger in check for the sake of marriage. Why? When angry, you don't make the best decisions. Emotionally charged decisions could cause marital disagreements and negative outcomes. Control your anger to see your marriage flourish as a result. That's key. Mm-hmm. That's key. And number 9, got 2 more. Use tact when sharing your opinions. A submissive wife has opinions and they should be shared. And number 10, be available to your husband as needed. What my wife is. Where my wife at? Yeah, be available to your husband.
Those are all good.
I think they're all really, really, really good. We kind of we didn't get off topic, but were we on number 2 or number 3?
No, that was number 2. But then the last question is, can you be a strong wife and be submissive to your husband?
Can you be a strong wife and
strong? When I say strong, I mean independent or self-sufficient, or have your own opinions, your own.
When you're independent, you're by your damn self, and you want to be independent, then you with yourself.
I get that, but when I say your ability to have your own opinions,
yes.
So I definitely think that you can have your
cake and eat it too. You want your cake and eat too. You want to be strong, independent. I don't need no damn man to have a husband too. That shit don't work. But go ahead.
Really?
Right.
You couldn't wait to say that.
I couldn't wait to say that. Boy, y'all, if you know me personally, that's one thing that just grinds my gears.
Yeah, but I definitely think that you can, stand on your ground and be opinionated about that and still
Absolutely.
Be a submissive
wife. I agree. All jokes aside, I do agree.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to be a yes wife. When if
you can be, saying, hey baby, let's do this. Yes,
that doesn't.
It's going down the road. Hey baby, meet me in the bedroom. Yes.
Yeah, that may work.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Baby, here's the credit card. Yes. So you want to pick and choose what you say yes to, but if you just say yes all the time, things would be all gravy.
The world just don't work like that.
That is true. But no, for real, the more you say yes.
Oh yeah, it makes life a lot easier for you.
Absolutely. At your job, when they tell you to do something or ask you to do something, you say yeah, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The job goes good. They pay your ass, all that stuff. Same thing with your husband.
Whatever.
Yes, baby. Yeah. Hell yes, baby.
So, but I also find it very interesting that you have a lot of, and I'm not pulling on coattails or anything, but you find a lot of women who say they're Christian and live by the Bible, but they have a hard time and can quote the Bible and can tell you the verse that tells you women submit to your husbands. They can tell you, but it's still a struggle for a lot of women to be submissive.
Yeah, and you know what? One thing that I've noticed over the years, this is anecdotal, this is not from any official research, is when someone says they are spiritual, when they say they're spiritual, I've seen that means that I follow either Christianity or whatever um, religion for the most part, but it will absolve me from being to the things I don't like. Me, hence, submissive. So we're talking about submission. If you say you spiritual, you can say, well, you know what? I don't believe. No, I think that's old. That's outdated. No. I believe I should X, Y, Z as a man leader. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear people say they spiritual, to me that's one of those red flag emojis. In my opinion, anecdotal, not from any official
Well, I
research.
just don't classify myself as religious.
Are you a modern woman too?
I'm not religious. I'm definitely not a religious person. I
Okay.
wouldn't say I'm religious.
See, damn, I just set myself up to.
I mean, I'm not saying, you know, I'm just saying I don't, you know, consider, you know, myself a religious person.
Moving on, next one.
Well, that's what that was the last question.
No, you were mentioning something on the.
Oh,
I can't. Your notes all nice and neat, and you need to see my notes. I got like 5 different. Hey, y'all, if one day I'm gonna take y'all behind the scenes of the studio. On the what we're facing and looking at, you wouldn't believe how all this stuff is going. But anyway,
no. So we need to just ask the question. So now we're doing member questions.
All right. So
anybody want to join in? That link, you already dropped the link.
Yeah. So let me drop the link one more time. If you want to join in on the show and answer some questions or put your opinions in, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in the chat and pin it one more time right down here for y'all, and y'all can join in with us. And that's allowing us to put that's for YouTube. Also, won't do it in Facebook. I forgot about that. So for the people that are in YouTube, I just dropped it. And why don't you go ahead and ask the fine folks in here while I go ahead and put the chat. I forgot that we're running concurrently.
All right. So my first question: do you feel women are equal to men?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Drop your answer in the comments. So
when you say equal to men, what do you mean?
Do you know, because a lot of women feel like, you know, they don't need a man. So do you feel that women are equal? Like, are you equal to a man? Like, do you have the same rights as a man? Do you feel like, you know, that the same entitlements, you know?
Yeah, so you know that's a very interesting question, because I see a lot in some of the marriage groups where they say, you know, oh, we can, you know, we equal, it's 50-50, and we can do everything that, you know, a man could do, so on and so forth. I think for the most part, what a lot of people associate that with is certain things, housework, we're equal. Making decisions, we're equal. But do you really want to be with the responsibilities and do the things that men have to do?
Absolutely not.
You know,
Chris said in the workplace, yes. Not in marriage, the man is the head. Yes.
So we were talking about this earlier about, you know, the power went out because it's an ice storm where we are here in Tennessee, and 90% of the men who work in infrastructure, 90% of the people who work infrastructure are men. Do we want to encourage our daughters to be power line workers?
Absolutely not.
Do we want?
I mean, if that's what she wants to do,
absolutely
have at it. But that's just not a.
Yes, but you know, when you say equal, it's equal across the board,
right?
Not in the things that just make us feel good or empowered. Continue on.
Yes, so you know, I get it in the workplace. You know, if we have the same job title, then we're
absolutely
equal in the workplace for sure.
100%. I agree with that as well. You know, we're going to do a show one time on that particular topic, which is the gender gap. We're going to do a particular broadcast on that particular.
So my next question is, why do you think that Black women or women in general, because I've seen it with all race of women, have a issue with the word submission? Why? Or let me just ask this: do you have a issue with the word submission? How does the word submission make you feel? try to see if I get some comments. It's on delay. It's a little bit delayed, so I try to wait before I start talking too much so I can read some of the comments. It's like I said, a little bit of delay.
So I just dropped the actual link in the chat if you want to join us live. I just dropped the link. The link is available on the YouTube side and also the Facebook side. But ask that question one more time.
Why do you think that women do not like the word submissive?
All right. I think, like I mentioned at the top of the show, it's because the negative connotation and the ill-placed explanation of the actual word. You think of the color purple, all my life I had to fight, all that kind of stuff that we went through. That couldn't be more further from the truth as far as what submission means, like we just ran down a little bit. So I think the negative connotation is associated with ill-placed description of the actual word. What do you think?
I definitely think the same thing. I just think that women see it as that word you allow someone to be in control of you, or you're inferior to someone. So I just think that a lot of women are already submissive. They just don't really term it as so.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Hey, hold on 1 minute. We got. Let's see, a total of 24 people on YouTube, and we got about 9 people here on Facebook. Let's go ahead, hit that like and share button. Hit the likes. Get those likes and hearts up for us real quick, please. It'll mean a lot to us as we keep that engagement up. All right. Trying to bring you out pretty decent show just to show your support and thanks. Just go ahead, hit that like button for me. All right. What's the next one?
Crystal says most women don't want their husbands telling them what to do.
Oh, snap.
So my question to that is, why did you get married?
Well, something that's a very good question. That's a very good question. A lot of times, people.
You get married to be up under for protection, for leadership, for stability, companionship. So if you don't want your husband telling you what to do, then what are you wanting for?
Just like I said, go get me something to drink. You bought me back this ice cold 42 ounces Steel Reserve, which is getting a little warm.
I'm not saying I want you to tell me what to do 24/7, but I definitely I appreciate your leadership.
Absolutely. But that all comes when you respect someone, respect men. It's easier to do that.
Uh-oh.
All right. Someone says, what was that? Crystal Humphrey. Most men can't lead with wisdom.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
What? Most men can't lead with wisdom. Why don't you drop a little ad lib to that? Just kind of expand on that a little bit more. You know what? Wisdom comes with age.
Wisdom comes with age.
Yes, wisdom comes with age. It comes with actual time. I look back at some of the decisions I made 15 years ago in our relationship and marriage that are different from how I would do it today.
We went into a lengthy conversation about that too, about how sometimes we feel men have not spelled out their direct plans to us. But I definitely think that a lot of men now, this age, have, can lead with, definitely some wisdom and leadership. But when you're younger, it's a little different.
And yes, one of the things when we come from broken homes, a lot of this we had to learn on our own because we didn't have.
So you really can't. You can't fault the man itself, but just like, if you marry this person, you got to grow with the person.
So give them
give them room to make some error and learn how to lead the family, because.
Yes, and it learn how to lead the family. Look, we've talked about this in the past. Marriage is about duty. We got this, it's promoted so much about love and happiness and songs and all this other stuff. And just this grandiose thing, kind of just like all beautiful and roses. When in reality, it is not, a lot of the times are like that. But if you think that that's what's going to be, it's going to be, you're going to be very disappointed. It can hurt your marriage. It's all about bringing, duty to your spouse, bringing kids into the world and getting them out into the world as good, self-sufficient human beings. And all this shit you got to deal with on the way, the bad stuff, the really bad stuff, the hurt, all that kind of stuff. You have to find a way to get by it for the better good of the people.
And I think if people talked about those types of things a little bit more, understand that you're going to go through some stuff.
Yeah, you're going to
go through some stuff. And it ain't always going to be peaches and cream. I think that the marriage rate would decrease a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do men expect too much from their spouse? Do you feel like, well, that's a question for the women. Do we feel like men expect too much from us? And
I didn't see that one on your little list. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Do men expect too much from our wives?
Yeah.
From a personal level, I don't think I expect too much from you. I like to hear what the women would think on this particular matter. Do they think we expect too much? But no, I don't think I expect too much of you.
I think that some of the burden is what we carry upon ourselves, because I have people that I know that, feel like they have to cook every day, clean every day, do so much X amount of things with the kid or per day. But there's days that I'll be like, babe, you're going to stop and pick up some food on the way home because I didn't feel like cooking today. You get what I'm saying? Some days you may call and say, hey, but what you cook, or can you fix me this or whatever? But I think that sometimes women feel like we have a certain level that we have to live up to, where in reality, like if you just told your husband, hey, I'm going to sit this one out. Communicate.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm tired.
Yeah.
But you know what? This could be a contentious subject within our community a lot of times, and talking about taking care of the kids, working full time, coming home cooking. I look at it 80-20. Go back to 80-20. There's going to be times in a marriage where the man is doing the bulk of this for the whole family, where he's doing 60, 70, 80% of certain things, and the wife is doing less. And then there's going to be times when you have kids and everything that the wife is going to be doing the majority. It's not like that for the full amount of the marriage. And as long as you can look not from where you're at in your short term, but the long term, when it gets, as they say, it gets greater later, just think about it. Empty nesters is the total opposite of having three small.
Counting down.
Huh?
Counting down to empty.
It's the empty nesters. So now you got all this time. You don't have the kids keeping you together. Now it's just you and him. You ain't got to cook and clean and all this other, take care of the kids, all this other. Now what you going to do? Right. It's temporary. It's the opposite side is that when you got small kids, everybody's in the home, you working, money's tight, all this kind of stuff. Then you feel like you're doing too much. It's uneven. Yes, it's uneven. It's going to be uneven on both sides, different times of the marriage. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox.
And I think that's do you feel like the word submission needs a new definition?
Hell no. Okay. It is what it is. You know what? We try to change so much stuff. I was watching that you were telling me about Minnie Mouse. What was that about Minnie Mouse?
Oh yeah, they're taking for the first time. They're taking Minnie Mouse out of her dress.
Yes, Minnie Mouse will not have a dress anymore because they say that is, and I'm sorry, I'm ad-libbing and I'm going to take a second to get I don't want to mischaracterize how they say it, but in so many words, they're saying it has to be more appropriate. Now she can wear pants.
Yeah,
because all she was always, wore dresses for the last 60 years. So let me pull that up. Go ahead.
Don't fix what's not broken. I agree. I definitely agree with that. But while you pulling that up, I definitely just wanted to say that it's important for men to feel like they're the head of the household, especially because Black men deal with a lot of stuff outside of the household. So you want to come home and feel like,
it's a safe place.
it's a safe place, and I mean, you've already challenged everywhere else. And I think women, sometimes we tend to forget that sometimes that men deal with just as much as we do, if not more. And I mean, I know, just being with you, that you don't also want to be challenged at home. Men are, they want to feel honored and respected, and where women, we want to feel loved and appreciated. So I think if we can try to wire all those things together, most relationships can come out on a happier end.
Yeah, and one of the things so there's different. Excuse me, I'm sorry. One of the things that when people say that when they hear men and say things like stuff that we got to deal with, I'll give you an example. Especially if you're in the corporate world, women go through things too, just different things as well. So we're just talking about the men's side, just because that's on the topic of what we're saying. Don't want to make it seem like we're including the things that women have to deal with. But one of the things that I've seen from a anecdotal level is when talking about in the corporate world, with the reference of how Black men are viewed versus other races. And when names are brought up or people in reference to things that may be going on in the corporate setting, you may hear things like, hey, Steve, he's a beautiful mind. He's intelligent, man. He's just really, really, really smart. Just a really, really fantastic leader, so on and so forth. And then a lot of times you hear someone talk about, you can tell to talk about somebody of colors. Yeah, Marcus, man, he's a really good guy.
Good guy.
Yeah, really nice guy. He dresses well, so on and so. Just man, he's a real good guy. He may be a Rhodes Scholar himself, but it's not directly correlated. So when you go through those things, corporate wise, mischaracterizations and all that kind of stuff, and you fighting those battles to do what you need to do, when you come home, you want that. Put your hand on my head. Oh, baby, you the best.
Oh, you the bestest.
Yeah. Start kicking my leg. All right, so back to that. Let's talk about Minnie Mouse and her new pantsuit.
And I'm not feeling this pantsuit.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. So
I like the Mickey Mouse.
Look at that.
Minnie with her red dress on.
Yeah. Now Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse look the damn same. God damn it. I mean, this whole is just crazy. Y'all research that when you get a chance. I'm not gonna get into it because it's a little bit off subject.
Is that Mickey or Minnie right there?
That's what I'm talking about. But you can tell by the thought lashes there. Oh, did I say that out loud? You can tell by the lashes right there that is Minnie Mouse. She has on a pantsuit and looks just like Mickey outside of her red shoes. This is crazy. I mean, anyway, we're gonna leave that one right there. Go ahead to the next one, baby.
Oh, that's about it for my questions, but hey, yeah.
All right, so we talked about a lot of stuff tonight. Man, that is crazy. I'm looking at this picture of Minnie Mouse. I can't tell if it's Minnie or Mickey. I know it's all just characters and stuff like that about cartoons, but that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. But hopefully you got something. It seems like a good discussion.
Yeah.
And
I just hope that from this going forward conversations are had about, I think that Black women and Black men are at odds with each other. It's like a battle of who leads and who leads better.
Yes. You're not doing this and not doing that, or you're not this for me, so on and so forth. We are not each other's enemies. And I think we all see this in TV media and on social media about guys aren't doing this, women aren't doing this, so on and so forth. And you know what? We're not each other's enemy. We have to understand that we're all in this thing together, and we need to find a way to work together, bring back the nuclear family, get the unbreak, get some solid homes, and start going some change. And
then don't let the word submission be so triggering. Just look at it as a respect level. Like, look at it as if, like, you're just respecting the viewpoint or opinion of your husband. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't just let it go a little bit.
Yeah, but like you said, it's kind of hard because of the structures about who, how we were raised, going against a lot of the stuff that we were taught. Hey, be a strong, independent woman. You don't need a man. Focus on your school, your career, get your car, get a house, get all that stuff. And you're like, okay, I'm ready. It's like,
change, but that's a difference.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But anyway, hey, so we thank y'all so much for tuning in with us. This evening, we went a little bit longer than usual, but hopefully started a discussion for people to talk about. And
thank you to the Marriage Club for joining us today. We really appreciate that. It was nice to be able to
go live with a lot of people. So y'all can't see there's other people that's in here, but this total is we got full house around 60 people. They can't get in on the chat though. But thank y'all so much. Do you have anything else before we get out of here?
No, just thank you. Looking forward to whatever discussion next week.
All right. So thank y'all so much for joining us in live. On your way out, if you will, go ahead and hit the like, share. That still helps us as we close this one out. And we thank y'all so much for joining us on this particular show. And we shall see y'all when next week. We got a good one coming up next week. It's going to be Valentine's related and activities related to Valentine's Day. So we're looking forward to that. Who?
From this wine.
Oh, yeah. So thank y'all so much. We shall catch y'all. Let's see. Next Thursday. Peace.